What's going on, guys? So I figure I'd give you a little update on what's been going on. So I figured that I am an independent woman who don't need no man, and that I would figure out these fittings all by myself. And apparently this trans cooler is not AN sized, so I needed to buy adapters. So I took this to my Ace Hardware and I said, I am a grown-ass man and I don't need any help, and I figured out that size, and then I ordered the incorrect thing a few times, but finally we have figured it out. It's a hose fitting to an AN adapter, so this is, ooh, those beautiful noises. So a hose fitting is a little bit different than an AN fitting. This is a rounded top, and this is a tapered inward, and that goes to that little nipple in there. But anyways, we finally figured that out, so we can get this sucker mounted up. However, there is something that needs to happen before that. We have the crash bar here, and I'm going to measure center to center, and I have a buddy who is going to fabricate myself. And oh, look at those slippers. Oh man. Is going to fabricate a crash bar for me. That'll give me a little bit more space and I'll be able to mount this to it. Actually, I'm going to have two of those made because 802 SHO also wants one. And he's a good buddy of mine, so I'm going to have two of those made up hopefully here in the next month or two. And we'll get forward on that transmission cooler. I guess for visualization's sake, here is with the AN fittings on. These are 8 AN fittings that go to 1/2 inch line, and then I will be able to run, I'll have to chop off these lines, but this will be centered, and I'll be able to run outlet from the trans into the inlet of the cooler, outlet, so cold side, run it back around to the PTU, and then the PTU back into the trans, so that'll cool the PTU cooler than the trans, and the trans will still benefit because it's definitely way better than the AC condenser shared radiator. So a little bit of a visual explanation there, but this is ready to be installed once I have that bar, and unfortunately I noticed that it has already been damaged, but that's all cosmetic, I guess, for the time being, unless it actually leaks, which would suck. But I figure, let's get into something else here. Look at this stuff. Oh, nice, pretty new things. So I had been running OEM injectors for the longest time, and I actually recently got a new set of OEM injectors, probably 8,000 miles ago. However, XDI has came into the room and has sponsored some parts for us. So let's look at these. We have the Evo high pressure fuel pump, which actually is my 35 that I sent to them, and they redid it for me. Thank you, XDI. And then we have, oh, these are so pretty. These are the SHO plus 50% injectors. These bad boys are insane. This will flow more fuel than I will ever be able to use in my current setup. So these are 50% over injectors that are flowing a little bit over 2100 cc, which is insane. And those will be able to do any fueling we need. I'm possibly thinking about in the future maybe doing full E85. It's definitely capable right now. I don't know if it'll be able to do it at full boost. However, on the street tune, I think we'll be able to get away with just pumping in straight E85. So it'll be interesting to see where we get going once we get it all up and running. So measured that bad boy, and it's 46 inches from center to center, approximately. And I think I'm going to actually end up dropping that off at my buddy's shop. Hopefully he can get something sorted pretty quick, but he said that he had he was making a cage for a truck, and he unfortunately made a wrong bend on the center hoop, So he said he's got a lot of extra piping available, and it's pretty beefy. It'll be honestly kind of excessive for what we need, but you know, cheap is cheap, and honestly, when you're talking about something like a crash bar, it's probably better to overdo it than under. But that'll give us a lot of room in the front of the car, and what I'm going to do is there's this little thing here that's on the bumper that kind of slides over that crash bar, and I'm actually planning on modifying the front of the bumper. Unfortunately, this bumper is trashed. It's got cracks, and then I've got extra license plate holes for some reason, and then the paint is horrible on it. But I'm going to modify this section here. I don't know if I'm going to do circles or if I'm going to do a couple squares with some beveled edges, but I'm going to modify the front of the car so that right around in here and over here we've got some extra flow. So I think that'll optimize the radiator and intercooler a little bit more, and because we don't have AC in the car anymore, we won't have this big puppy in the way of the intercooler that is destroyed. So improvements all around, and I am super thankful for XDI for coming up to plate and hooking me up on that stuff. I'm definitely going to use it to its fullest, and let's get a 10-second run, boys. Let's get a 10-second run. So 600 all-wheel horsepower plus, and I think we need to, I don't know what, I'm going to let you guys kind of decide on this, but this has basically become shitbox like level at this point, just because it's been on dollies forever. But I'm thinking it might be time to cut out some stuff, actually. You know, that's actually a rumor that's been kind of going around, that I have literally drilled holes into my Taurus to lighten it up. Oh, I'm sorry guys, you're not supposed to see all this weight reduction. Don't look. It's definitely not OEM. But I don't know. If there are some spots that I can find some weight to remove, I have definitely been thinking about it, as long as it's not structural or risks the integrity of everything. Or, well, anything, I guess I should say. So thanks to XDI for hooking me up on these parts. It's definitely going to be 100% needed to get well over 600 all-wheel horsepower. And on top of that, I will not have a methanol dependency. I'm actually going to take the methanol kit off of the car, I think. So if you guys are in need of fueling for your EcoBoost vehicle, or, I mean, I know that they do even LS stuff and Coyote stuff and whatever, definitely hit them up, because they are changing the world. Oh man, it's awesome. I am super thankful for XDI, and they don't get enough love in the EcoBoost world. A lot of people are too quick to just use methanol, and I think XDI is the way to go. High pressure fuel pump, fully 85. I mean, you can't beat it. You don't have methanol dependency, so you don't blow up if you run out of methanol. I mean, it's just simple as that. So if you want some of this beautiful stuff for yourself, give them a shout, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Just gonna have to hide that before the wife gets home. Also, if you want to stay ahead on what's happening with the build, then follow my Instagram or my Facebook page. Those will be in the description below. They always are. That is where I update stuff as soon as I have the information on it. I might have some turbo stuff coming along here pretty quick. They have been made. I do have pictures. I have not posted them. So if you want to follow the build, give me a follow on Instagram or Facebook. See you guys.